Hi everyone, welcome to Ways to Wellness. I'm Chae, naturopath and owner of the Wellness Emporium. Last week we started on the new topic menorrhagia, and we talked about the facts, the different types of menorrhagia. So we talked about the 4 different types of menorrhagia, the risk factors or the causes, and also the signs and symptoms. This week I'm delving into diet and lifestyle recommendations for this condition. So, as I mentioned last week, menorrhagia is abnormal heavy bleeding at menstruation. This is where women pretty much soak through their pads or tampons or have to change sanitary items every hour, or stopping exercise or activities that during this time because they're concerned about leakage and things like that. So if you want to learn more about menorrhagia, make sure you go back and watch my last IGTV, or you can review it on our Instagram or Facebook post. So let's delve into the diet and lifestyle recommendations for menorrhagia today. The first thing at the top of my post, which you can read also on our social media, is phytoestrogens. So phytoestrogen rich foods. Our favorite is flax seeds, so freshly grounded flax seeds. Please do not buy your flax seeds or LSA mix, that sort of stuff, because they breed bacteria in those plastic bins. They sweat and they breed bacteria. So you want to get linseeds or flax seeds, depending where you are and what they call them, freshly grind them, and then using 1 to 2 tablespoons in your smoothies, in your coconut yogurt, that sort of stuff, or in a smoothie bowl, that sort of thing. Add it to, I also love using it in chia puddings, are great too. So work your way up to 1 to 2 tablespoons. Sometimes you may get a bit of bloating. That should pass over a couple of days. That's why I always say work up to 1 to 2 tablespoons. Maybe start with a teaspoon. If you are getting excessive bloating or constipation, and you're doing this for like a week or so, then we need to go in and actually work on your gut, because there's obviously an imbalance there, because flax seeds are fibrous and you might be having a reaction there. So just be mindful of that, but they are a great phytoestrogen rich food. The next number 2 is ensure you are eating adequate amounts of protein. Protein are the building blocks to life. They are going to support all your amino acid profiles, and you need to be aiming for a minimum of 1 gram per kilogram of body weight. So if you weigh 50 kilograms, then you want 50 grams of protein. Now, just in one piece of chicken, there's about 15 grams. So you might get a 100-gram piece of chicken. That doesn't mean you have 100 grams of protein. That's 15 grams in there. So you can look up all your protein amounts definitely online. I'm sure there's plenty of resources. But that's the minimum. If you're active, then you want definitely more. The next one is essential fatty acids. Essential fatty acid rich foods are highly anti-inflammatory, and as we learned in the last IGTV, it can be a result of inflammation in the body. So this is your fresh and wild caught fish, your nuts and seeds, that sort of thing. Balance. The next one is definitely balancing your stress. So these are types of exercise like yoga, meditation, and definitely just exercise in general, but not over exercising. So we really need to help balance your stress. Self-care is a really important thing. Avoiding caffeine and saturated fats, processed foods, that sort of stuff, because they induce inflammatory prostaglandins that exacerbate symptoms. Eliminating sugar, because this increases urinary excretion of magnesium. Reducing excess salt intake, because this can actually lead to like fluid retention, which I see a common thing in my clinic, where there's that estrogen excess picture as well. Avoiding dairy, because this is going to decrease those xenoestrogen so them hormones. And because it's quite inflammatory as well, we want to get rid of that. Minimizing intake of alcohol, because this impairs your liver detoxification capabilities. Load up on cruciferous vegetables. These are your broccoli, cabbage, cauliflower, Brussels sprouts, that sort of thing, because they actually help to metabolize estrogen effectively. Increased consumption of organically raised foods, and this goes for whether you're animal protein, plant-based protein, you're wanting organic, non-GMO, tofu, tempeh, organic chicken, wild-caught fresh fish, grass-fed meats, organic and grass-fed red meats, that sort of stuff. and also where you can, organic produce, or at least spray-free. And there's so many great farmers markets that are now around that you can chat to your farmers and find out where you can get the best produce from and what's in season. The other one is ensure adequate intake of fiber, because fiber facilitates the excretion of excess estrogens in the body and rebalances those hormones. So this is pretty much equivalent to eating 3 to 5 cups of vegetables per day. So you really want to aim for that. Flax seeds, as I mentioned, are also rich in fiber. So this is another great, powerful phytoestrogen rich food, as well as a fibrous food too. The next and the final thing, this actually does kind of links to natural treatments, but getting checked out by a healthcare practitioner like us naturopaths, because we are looking at your functional levels. This is looking at addressing nutrient deficiencies like B vitamins, iron, magnesium, zinc, the nutrients that are really involved in hormonal processes. And it is a functional practitioner like ourselves that can delve into that. So if you have any questions, feel free to pop them in the comments below, and we will check back in next week where we will be talking about natural treatments for menorrhagia. So join us then.